how do you as a leader start to get to that point where people are more safe in communicating? Because again, your life's changed. Like, I loved
Yes.
happy hours when I was in corporate America. I
Yes.
don't anymore. Like, I want to do like completely different things, and I want to
Mhm.
be okay with saying, I like the, like, do you want to go for a hike? Do you want to go for a walk? Can we talk and walk? You know, like things like that, where how do you get people to be open and honest in that space?
Yeah, it does take some training for sure. And I really like having everybody start on an even playing field where they all get to experience something where they're beginners together. And then what does it take to create a really supportive learning community? Right, that growth mindset. Like, you use language that's like matters within the business world if it needs to be there. But once everybody's in agreement that, wow, if we're going to be viable in the future, we need to be growing and learning, and let's do it together. And how do we support each other? And what are the things that support it? And what are the things that drag it down? And then you really build like a code of conduct in terms of how we are together when somebody brings up something new, takes a risk, is vulnerable. What does that look like? How do we support it versus, and how do we move with each other when old habits show up in terms of sarcasm or dismissal, or, just like you have them listed. And then doing that education around how to step into something newly when you want to go to certainty, right? You want to go to, I like it, I don't like it, this is good or bad. It's like, that's where we are like 99% of the time. And what does it look like to go into discovery and curiosity? And that's where the innovation lives. That's where the potential lives. Like, when you talk about quantum physics, this, we are in a field of infinite possibilities. And I mean that, like,
Yeah.
not to just repeat the word, it's like there are infinite numbers of infinite possibilities, like beyond anything we could imagine. And when we go to that place, it opens up something. It creates an openness in the field. When we go to certainty and we think we know what's right versus not, it's like we are shutting down that possibility, and it becomes very limited and narrow. And then there's discomfort in stepping out of it. And so creating that safety around the context and the culture of learning, and where it can be a safe environment, can really help to make it so then you can learn together and remind each other and develop new ways of relating.
One of the things that I've practiced and see support, like establishing the safe space you just alluded to, Emily, and also the opportunity for us to connect more deeply, is it's like inviting leaders to, one, sit with themselves, which can be very, very challenging for some and takes a lot of courage. And for those who that's challenging for, sometimes I have small groups of leaders, say 6 to 8 or so, even after spending one day with each other. And this is like, it's quite magical. Like the things that we can pick up energetically from each other from just spending a few hours, even a few minutes with each other. And when people realize that this actually happens, it blows their mind sometimes. It's like, it doesn't take a lot for us to pick up on what is really there, even beyond the words we're saying. So I would say to leaders, okay, here's an exercise for you. So spend a few minutes identifying the greatness you see in each of your colleagues here. So you're going to make some notes about this. So they each like write some notes. So if it's the three of us, I'm going to write, a couple of things about the greatness I see in you, Emily, and then Melissa will do the same thing, and each of you would do the same thing. And then they get to share it out loud. So two things happen usually. It's one of the most uncomfortable things that many of them admit that they have ever actually had to do, mostly to actually be on the receiving end of it, which shouldn't surprise either of us because we don't acknowledge each other enough. So that's one of the most powerful things that happens and reliable things that happen when they do this exercise. And the second thing that happens without fail is like I watch these leaders, male, female, big, small, foreigner, expat, nationals, whatever it is, grow. Like sometimes physically, like their stature change. And then they become almost something different from what they had been before.